Hi everyone, thank you for joining me again. Today's pattern is going to be a really fun one. It's quick and easy. It's again using up some scraps. And if you don't have scraps, I'm going to show you a version of it that you use plain paper. I'm going to use the new colors and you're going to love them. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try to get this as quick and fast as we can. Please send me your version of it. Just take a picture and send it over to me. I love seeing everybody else's finished products. It's so different than the way I make them, and it it helps to inspire me. All right, so here's the card we're going to make today. This is the pattern. Set this over here. In the directions, the email I sent you, I gave you the pattern, which is a half sheet of paper. So you cut a 8.5 by 11 in half. So now you have a 5.5 by 8.5. You're going to have a solid sheet of paper, kind of like a scrappy piece of paper that measures 4 by 5.25. And then you're going to have your designer series paper, also known as DSP. You'll have that also by 4 and 5.25. And this is two-sided, so I'm going to show you how we're going to utilize both sides. Let's take my paper, my base, and set it off to the side. Bring in my cutter, also known as our trimmer. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take your paper and you're going to line up your points on the diagonal. See, I have a point right here and there's a point right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score it, not cut it. I'm going to score it first. All right, so now I have a nice line to follow. I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to cut it. I'm going to line up this point and this point. Line it up so that they're in the groove. Close her down and I'm going to cut it just like that. All right. See if I'm going to be able, you'll be able to see the score line here on this. Not really well. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these two on top of each other and the score line is right here. All right, so I was able to bend it right on the score line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, put it back into my trimmer, and I'm going to do the point here again. And the score line's here. If you can't see that very well, just grab yourself a pencil and you'll just make a little mark with a pencil and then you can erase it later. All right, so let's do it like this. And I'm just going to take my pencil and draw a line right there. Oh, good. Now I can really see it. All right, so take my pencil line, put it in the cutting well, line it up there, and then line up the point down here. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Now I have 4 pieces of paper. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. This is really fun. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to take the scrap piece of paper and we're going to set down our paper going this way, and then we'll set this, turn it upside down, and look at that. Look how cute that is. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to get some glue and we're going to take our parts and pieces and we're just going to glue everything together. I might be working a little fast for you guys. What's nice about having this video is you will be able to go back and work on it. Stop, pause it, work a little bit, pause it, and that way you can just follow along with me. All right, so I'm lining this up right along the edge, just like that. Okay, I'm going to take this next piece, flip her over, put a little glue on it. Make sure you get all around the edges. You're going to want to make sure that you can get out and towards your points so that it doesn't curl up. All right, okay. And now I'm going to take this one, I'm going to flip it over. Going to line it up along the edge here. All right, right along there. Okay, and it might just go over itself just a little bit, and that's okay because I'm going to show you something. We're going to put something in the middle there. Okay, let's just work around the circle here. Gonna put some glue on this one so that the honeycomb side shows. Okay, here we go, just like this. Gonna try to make sure that your points are kind of straight in the middle. Make sure that it lines up along the edges, right along the edges here like that. Okay, now the last piece, and we're gonna go like this. Put some glue all the way around it. Okay. Now, if you have any suggestions for some classes that you'd like, go ahead and text me, email me, along with the picture that you're going to take, and give me some suggestions. I've been getting these ideas off of Pinterest, I have a special site because I am a leader or a demonstrator that I get to go to, and it's called Demonstrator Planning Place. So I get a lot of my ideas off of there. So it's my fellow demonstrators, and we all share. What I'm doing is, thank goodness for glue, I'm going to pull this over just a little bit because I can see I didn't hit the edge real well. Okay, now as you can see, I got a little mark right here by my B, so I'm going to use my rubber eraser and take off any excessive glue. Okay, there we go. Now I got rid of that. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my base of my card. And I'm going to, I've already folded it, and I've already used my bone folder to give it that really crisp crease. Now, at this point, I can either put some dimensions on it, or I can glue it straight down. But what I think I'd like to do is, I'm going to just go ahead, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to let you all make up your own mind. And what I'm going to do is this is your simple version of the card. Now, if you want to step it up, all you have to do is get some more of your leftover pieces of Designer Series paper. Look at that. I used a punch, and I punched that out. And now I'm going to put this little bee on there, and let's curl up his wings a little bit. Look at that. Look at That's a completed card, and it's stepped up. What you can do is a lot more. You can put some leaves on it. You can put some ribbons on it. We do make gold threads. That would be beautiful on this. All right, that's just a quick, easy card. Now, again, I was showing you that you have the choice of being able to step it or pop it up or put some dimensions on it. So this is another version of the very first card that I showed you, but this one I glued straight down to the card base itself, okay? So there's no backing on it like on this one. So I just glued it straight down, quick, easy. You didn't have to even cut a second piece of paper. But I'm going to show you on this one, which is kind of fun, is we'll do this. Put some glue on your piece of paper that you've cut. Set it down. Let's get the base out of the way. Bring this over, and we'll line it up so that it's right along the edge right there. All right, this one here. Now, I went ahead and put a bunch of dimensions on it. And let's see, I'm just going to pick these off today. I'm going to have these all over the place, but that's going to be okay. I vacuumed this morning. I'll vacuum again tomorrow. Pick up all these little backings to the dimensions. All right. See, this is just another reason I have no fingernails, so it's kind of hard to pull them off. All right, I'm almost done. Get them all off. All right, how many of you have tried to use the pick to get the backs off? I hope you have, because it is a lot of fun. Look, I got a little glue here, so I'm going to get my eraser again, get it off. That's one thing about this eraser we used to sell them and we don't anymore, but the craft stores do have them, so go ahead and pick one up when you're in the craft store. All right, so we'll take that, set it down. Now all my dimensions are ready to go, so I want to make sure that my golf bags are upright, so let's turn that around. set it down, and let's just make sure it's all nice and lined up. There we go. All right, now you could go ahead again and doll it up. Put a couple of layers of labels on there, stamp it, whatever you want to do. I kind of tried to do things that are more simple for the people that don't have stamp sets. You're able to go ahead and make a card, and turns out really nice. Okay, now I promised you I would make one that doesn't use designer series paper. All right, so now I'm going to use all the new colors. This one is called Misty Moonlight. Okay, and then we have Cinnamon Cider and Bumblebee. Right, now I have to use 2 pieces when it comes to this because I'm not able to flip it over and get a different look out of it. So we're going to do the same thing again. I'll bring the cutter back in. I'm going to take the line, I'm going to put the point here and the point down here of your piece of paper that is 4 by 5 1/4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score it first. All right. And then what I'm going to do is go back in and turn it to the other side. And I'm going to check to make sure my point's in the well of the cutter. Line it up, just cut it right like that. And maybe you can see these lines a little bit better, the score lines. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 2 together. See how they line up like that? Okay, and just give it a little bit of a bend so that's easier for you to see. Going to line up this. On this you can see the bend where on the designer series paper you couldn't. So what I'm going to do is line up where I scored it and put the point down there in the well. Go ahead and cut it. Now I need to go ahead and cut another color also. So we're going to do the same thing again. Line it up so the point is right along the well of the cutter. Okay, now I'm going to score it first. All right, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to turn it to its side, and I'm going to line up those 2 points again right there. I'm going to cut it. All right, and hopefully you can see where where I scored it. All right, so we're going to line those up. Put these 2 pieces together and see how they line up. Okay, I'm going to give it just a little bit of a bend. Okay, so it's easier for me to see. All right, going to put the point here, and I'm going to use the score line there. Score line right there. And I'm going to cut it. All right, let's put the cutter off to the side. Now, what we're going to do is take the 2 of the cinnamon cider, the long ones, and we're going to take the 2 short ones, and look how cute that turns out. And then you could stamp right on it. You can stamp something on a label, put a label on it. You can do any fun things you want. Look at that. Look how fun that is. All right. Now that was a very simple card. Next week we're going to venture out a little bit more, and I'm going to go with a little bit of a more difficult card where it's got more of a fold to it. All right. Just want to help stretch I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Stretch your creativeness, and please don't forget, send me the pictures of what you've been doing. This has just been so much fun, and I love sharing it with you all. And hopefully we will be able to have some in-home parties. If not, I am thinking about going ahead and doing some Zoom parties where I make a kit and send to you, because I had a Zoom class the other day that was so successful. They made 3 cards. They made their purchases out of the new catalog, And everybody was so happy. The party was last Thursday, and everybody already has all their stuff in hand, and they are very happy. So I'm hoping to see some of their creations with the new stuff that they bought. All right, everybody, it's been good spending time with you. I hope you are enjoying these, and stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye.